Hi everyone, and welcome back for another video. And I'm back for more Bruce Willis reviews. And now I'm gonna review Lucky Number Slevin, which came out 2006, which was written by Jason Simulowitz and directed by Paul Mezgugian, and stars Josh Hartnett, Morgan Freeman, Ben Kingsley, Lucy Liu, Stanley Tucci, and of course Bruce Willis. I have this Blu-ray for collection. I bought this Blu-ray back in 2015 for the Bruce Willis collection, and I don't know. I'm not fan of this film. This is actually the second time I have watched this film, and I'm just not such a huge fan of this film. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong number. It's just, I don't know. This is just my movie review, but it holds a score on 7.7 IMDb, but I'm not a fan of this film. I don't like this film. I think it's a time waster. Bruce Willis plays a mysterious assassin. He's actually referenced as Mr. Good Cat by the end of credits, but actually he's in open credits he says he's Smith. And he doesn't have the main role. The main role is Josh Hartnett. He was in Pearl Harbor. I hated that movie from Michael Bay. And he was also in Sin City. He played salesman in the open scene, in intro and then outro. He was salesman. Bruce Willis and Josh Hartnett did not share any screen time in Sin City, but they did share screen time in this movie. We also in this movie, I noticed that we also have this actor who played Charles Weiss in Die Hard: The Vengeance, right there. My favorite movie with Bruce Willis, and the actor and Bruce Willis does not share any screen time in this movie. But yeah, the movie, I don't know. I'm just gonna go into the plot. The plot talks about open scene. We see Bruce Willis on a wheelchair who talks to this guy and tells him a story. And the story goes back from 1979 on this racetrack race, this illegal fixed gamble. A man named Max, actually everyone knows about it, that number 7 horse is going to win. Lucky number Slevin, he's actually going to win. And of course this is the girl who this girl has only one scene. That's one scene in the film. She talks about she goes and she talks about it because she was screwing some guy, and she talks to bookkeeping. And when this man Max, who wants to earn the money, he goes and bets everything, and that's I think was $20,000 on the horse. Lucky number Slevin. He drives with his son, but sadly the horse, he dies. The horse dies, and because Max loses the money, he actually loses the money, $22,000. He loses it, and because he can't pay it, because he doesn't have the money, two mob bosses, and that was the boss in New York City, the boss and the rabbi, which are two mob bosses. They just showed up when they were really angry by this result. So they order a hit, and they order the professional Mr. Goodcart, played by Bruce Willis, to kill this kid, but he doesn't. That's actually the plot twist, and Max gets killed with a paper bag around his face. He gets killed, and his wife has also been shot to pieces because he owned the money, because he lost their money and he didn't pay them. Now, present time, I'll just call it back in 2005, 2006, this guy is actually Slevin. I forgot his name. Slevin, I forgot his last name. He's just Slevin. He's just at wrong time at the wrong place. he's actually in this in his friend Nick Fisher room. He meets this girl Lindsay. She works at a morgue. She's a neighbor. She's looking for Nick Fisher, but he's nowhere to found. So she starts to make investigation. Where did he find out? Where did he lost? And Josh Hartnett plays lucky number Slevin. He's at the wrong place. He's a Slevin. Two mobsters shows up. They pick him up, and he's like in all towel around his legs. He's all towel in the towel, and he goes to meet the boss. The boss played by Morgan Freeman, and someone shot and killed his son, and he thinks that the rabbi did that. So the kid is now owning, because he's not Nick Fisher, but he's owning $96,000, which he can't afford it. Next thing, when he goes back, he talks to his neighbor. He gets dressed once again. Two mobsters shows up, bring him to another mobster, and that's this guy. That's actually this guy, Rabbi, played by Ben Kingsley, and he tells him that he owns him $33,000. He has 48 hours to return the money, while the boss, which he paid him, he wanted him a favor that he kills the son of Rabbi Ben Kingsley, and he's like always followed by the assassin, and of course he starts he's having an affair with this girl, with Lindsay, the neighbor, but actually everything was set up. You find out then at the end, the plot twist, that he actually was Henry. He's actually Henry, and Max was his dad. And these two mobsters, they killed his dad and his mom. And he, played by Bruce Willis, assassin, he was the one that raised Henry and turned him into a little assassin. And he goes to this apartment, kills the Israeli, another gang, kills the bookkeeping, the guy, and he finds out that he was killing people, like the bookkeeping, the Henry Fisher. He kills people, and Bruce Willis shows up in the wall with two guns and silencers and shoots all the bad guys, and then by the finale, both these two mobsters are kidnapped. And then he thinks that boss thinks that the rabbi killed his son, so he hired an assassin to kill his son, but then turns out that it was him who killed his son in order to retaliation, to pay back, because both of them killed his dad with a plastic bag. So he does the same to both of them, and he kills them on the same way. Now Stanley Tucci plays a cop, a corrupt cop, and he's the one who he's actually the one who killed who killed Henry's mom, and with a silencer he goes in the car and shoots in the head and kills him. And Bruce Willis shoots the girl, but she survives because he told her about his plan, the deceiving plan, and she survives. She had actually a bulletproof vest in it, and she made all the blood so that it was believable, but he found out in the end it was double cross, but he let them go, and then the movie of course ends. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in this film. I'm 7.7 IMDb. That's kind of way too much higher score. It's just time waster. It's just to me it's just film. I don't know what much to say. I actually skipped scenes, otherwise I would fall asleep. It just wasn't what I expected for Bruce Willis. I wish that there will be if he was a stone cold Stone Cold Killer. By the finale, we see that he takes Henry in the 1970 with a car, and the movie ends with a song. But if he would be a Stone Cold Killer, an assassin, I didn't like it that he let them go. He's supposed to kill them, but no, he let them go. And I wish it would be much better film. Bruce Willis in the open scene, he goes and breaks the guy's neck. I like that scene, but I'm just not a fan of this film. 7.7, that's way too high. It doesn't deserve such a high score. Then other movies that I enjoy, like that movie with Wesley Snipes, it was direct to DVD. It was, I think was the Lucky Day. I think was Lucky Day, something like that with Wesley Snipes. That movie I like more. That movie was much better in my opinion. Of course, this came out 2006. Running Scared with Paul Walker, rest in peace. I like that movie more. I like that movie Thursday with Thomas Jane a lot more than this movie. And it has a twist, and it is a thriller. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like this film. By the way, it's not a rant, it's a movie review. Because I don't think it's bad film, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like that kind of films, even with a twist. And I was just thinking today about Bill Murray, since he did Ghostbusters Afterlife. I was thinking about Bill Murray, and I remember the incident when Bill Murray had a huge fight with this bitch. Yes, with Lucy Liu, which I think she was just waste of my time. She just wasted talent on this movie. Because Lucy Liu, she was in Play to the Bone with Woody Harrelson and Antonio Banderas. And she was still in that movie. She was actually in Payback, which I thought with Mel Gibson, I thought in Payback she was much better executed. She was much better. And this movie, she was just waste of my time. She just wasn't the material good enough in this movie. And I remember that incident on the set of Charlie's Angels back in 2000 when that movie released, when Bill Murray played. Bill Murray said to Lucy Liu, I understand you have Drew Barrymore in here. You have you have a talent you have a Cameron Diaz who's a talent, but what the hell are you doing on this set? And you can't act. And there was a huge fight that she was start swinging at Bill Murray, and she was really crazy and psychotic on Bill Murray because he told her she can't act. I agree, she couldn't act. It's just Lucy Liu sucked in this movie. It was just waste of material, waste of her talent, waste of material. It just wasn't what I expected. I wish this girl would be actually the main role. She should be the main role for Lindsay, not Lucy Liu. That was just terrible. Even though the sex scenes, it doesn't work. It sucked. They sucked, the sex scenes. I like these two together when they're tied up. I like this two. Morgan Freeman did later reprise his role with Bruce Willis in Red. But I like this two, Ben Kingsley and Morgan Freeman. I like this two, but no, it just doesn't work. It's just not my cup of tea film. This was just a time waster. It's not a bad one. I would say still a good one for those people that are a fan of this film. I'm not a fan of this film. I only have it for the collection for Bruce Willis. Because I'm a huge fan. Die Hard. There's a poster, Die Hard: The Vengeance. I used to have the Die Hard the poster until it got ruined. But yeah, that's my movie review on Lucky. Number Slevin, yes, it's rated there. Still, it has some few shootouts, but some few shootouts to me doesn't make a decent movie. This will be a below average film. Yes, I'll call it a below average time waster film. That's just me. But yeah, that's my review on lucky number Slevin. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Take care. And I'll see you next review. Bye bye.